All right, it's Monday, April 1st, just following up on the SPY. You can see it's continuing lower this morning. I bought some puts here on bar number 4 on the 15-minute chart. For 4 bars in a row, we've continued lower, and I just scaled out again. I bought those 528 puts at 546, scaled out at 610 to set up another trade, just exited some more at 680 right here. So, up little over a point, and continuing. Now the question is, as I go to the daily chart, we're coming into the zone where we have the buying tail potential support here. If we look at the 15-minute chart and zoom it out, you can see this was kind of inefficient pricing in here. So the question is, are we just coming down here to rebalance that area? That was kind of a target and we'll hold in here. Or is this going to continue straight through all the way to lower lows down towards the liquidity area, which would be any stops that are below this area down here? So at the moment, even though we didn't quite take out that high in the pre-market, we did, but we didn't do it intraday, you can almost sense higher highs here and lower lows developing, or maybe taking out liquidity before you head higher, or maybe taking out liquidity and then breaking down towards more liquidity, as we move on throughout the week. It's tough to say. So the first, stop here is, and you can see it pausing a little bit. That's why I wanted to exit more of the trade in this area. This is an area, if you look at even the 1-minute chart, that you're kind of rebalancing. If you go back, you can kind of see where these areas of an imbalance is, where it just kind of shoots up right through, and sometimes price comes down there. That's why these gaps are kind of targets to kind of rebalance price action. But if we don't hold here, or if we do hold here and don't really bounce too strongly, then we're likely heading down to that liquidity area down here where there's stops, below. So we will find out on the daily chart. We definitely started lower, so it's a good trade out of the gates here to this, first area to see what an inflection point, and now we kind of see what happens. I can easily see it holding here by the end of the day, never reaching our target down here, and eventually closing with a moving back up. And again, we have this open here as our reference point now for a long time. I mean, it's for the month, it's for the quarter, it's for everything else. So I really want to see if price eventually takes out to the upside or holds below that now, for as long as it wants to hold below it. So bottom line is, we're coming down, 2-down day, but we're definitely in an area that could provide some support, and you just don't know until price action unfolds and you see what happens, and you can even see it getting the bounce right in this area here where I just scaled out the second time. So we'll see what happens. I'm still very comfortable holding the short position for a while, seeing how this 15-minute chart unfolds, knowing this is kind of a pause area, and this is a second inflection point to see kind of what develops here. Our first one was kind of these pre-market lows. We took that out, we didn't bounce, so then we worked towards our next area down to this liquidity. If this can't really in any way, it might get a bounce here for a little bit, but if it's nothing strong, then we could be taking another push down. We'll see if it takes out that low and works towards the liquidity to the downside. So that's the way you kind of judge price action. Just thought I'd follow up, but a good trade buying puts on the SPY this morning to see how this week and how this month and how this quarter unfolds from this point going forward.